Hi, my name is Alex Metz, and this is my redesign presentation for the survival flashlight. So here's a summary of the tasks we were we had to complete for this assignment. So our goal was to understand our comparative flashlight. We wanted to choose a demographic for this flashlight. Then we wanted to come up with improvements from our comparative flashlight that would be better suited to the demographic we'd be pushing this flashlight to. Next, we went to come up with a redesign for our flashlight, create a marketing pitch, and then finally pitch the marketing pitch we came up with. So, a general description of our competitor's design is it's pink, it's modeled after a pig, it has two LED lenses that light comes out of, it's made of plastic, it has a hand crank, it has two switches on the side, and it has a wrist strap. So here is a competitor design benchmark. We benchmarked these 6 individual steps of our competitor's design. We took into account the durability, the light intensity, the weight, the size, the wearability, and the cost. And then we based each of those off of its own performance metric. So for durability, we said it must survive a height from a maximum height of 6 feet at least 6 times, which means it needs to be operational. Each component, the lights, the hand crank, those all must work. For light intensity, we measure the light intensity in lux at 1 and 20 centimeters. For mass, we measured it in grams on an electronic scale. For size, we determined it through length, height, and width in centimeters. Wearability, it just needs to be able to. You need to be able to wear it either on your wrist, around your neck, anywhere you'd be able to carry it and it'd be like viable. And it needs to be adjustable to different users. And the cost was just measured in dollars. So here's the performance of our competitive flashlight based off those benchmark processes. Its weight was 63.77 grams. Its light brightness was 603 lux at 1 centimeter and 55 lux at 20 centimeters. It has size. For size, it had a length of 2.8 or 11.28 centimeters, a height of 4.18 centimeters, and a width of 5.15 centimeters. It cost $6.66 per flashlight, but keep in mind you can only buy our competitive flashlight in packs of 3, so it was a minimum of $15 if you wanted just one technically. Durability, it was completely unusable after 4 drops from a height of 6 feet, so neither the switches nor the lights or the hand crank even worked after those 4 drops. Our competitor's benchmark. So this is how we measured how long our competitor's flashlight would last. So what I did was I took the flashlight fresh out of the box, completely new flashlight, and I turned off all the lights in a room and I shined the flashlight on the wall. And then I did the same exact experiment 2 months later from the same distance away from the wall, same conditions, and this is how much dimmer the light is. So as you can see that our competitor's flashlight is only going to last you around 2 months, and most likely if you have a flashlight, you're not trying to buy one every single time you lose power or need light. Our competitor's specifications include it was modeled after a pig, light switch to turn on the light, one to release the hand crank. It had 2 lenses, a non-adjustable wrist strap, it was lightweight, it was pink, and it was made of plastic. So our target customer that we decided on was people going through natural disasters. So this includes people who had power outages and disasters such as hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis. Maybe people who weren't able to leave their house, considering maybe you have the flashlight but you need batteries. Luckily ours is rechargeable. Or people in need of rescuing, or people on a tight budget, since our flashlight is very affordable and cheap. So we did a number of interviews to see how people liked our competitor's flashlight. We interviewed 10 different people. We asked them 9 questions and had them rate the importance of each of, and then we rated the importance of each of their feedback on a scale from 1 to 3. So here's a general summary of our interviews. What most people liked was the size, the fact that it was rechargeable, the exterior design, the no need to replace the batteries, how the weight of the flashlight, and the fact that it was portable. What they disliked was how loud it was how dim the light beam was, how short the light traveled, how cheap the material was, how fragile it was, and the exterior design they thought was childish. So based off that, we came up with interpreted needs from our interviews. We surmised that the most important things we needed were a brighter light, a more durable material, an adjustable wrist strap, less for it to produce less noise, a less childish exterior, to be rechargeable, more light options, and for it to be small and portable. So our design versus our competitor's design was, our design had aluminum metal, or it used aluminum metal for its exterior because it's very cheap and durable. There was no need for battery replacement. It was rechargeable. It was wearable. It had the ability to signal distress. Had an adjustable strap. It had multiple light settings. It used a 75-watt incandescent bulb. It produced 1,100 lumens, and it had buttons instead of switches to make it easier to use. Our competitor's design, on the other hand, it had a plastic, weak exterior, a very short battery life, as seen in the other slides. It had limited use, no rechargeable batteries, a childish exterior, it was loud, it had a very dim light, it had a non-adjustable wrist strap, and it used switches, which were hard to move. So, why our competitors? This is why our product is better suited to our demographic. It was more durable. It was more durable. You could get longer use out of it because of its rechargeable battery. So the lights aren't ever gonna dim as long as you keep it charged. So there's no need to replace it unless you physically break it. It had a much brighter light. It had the ability to signal distress. It is actually rechargeable. It was wearable, and the light traveled a much further distance than our competitors. And here's the final technical drawing of our sketch. As you can see, we have a button that turns on the light, and then we have a hand crank that turns a gear to turn that creates mechanical energy and converts it into electrical energy through this motor right here, and then sends that electrical energy to the batteries to recharge them. It also has an adjustable wrist strap, as you can see, and there's also a side view of our flashlight right here on how it works. So our advertising slogan was the flashlight. Our advertising slogan was, "We're there for you when the lights aren't," and it had a price of $19, which, yes, I will admit is more pricey than our competitors, but the fact that our flashlight could last you theoretically for years as opposed to 2 months seems like a very low price to pay. Also, the fact that it gives you a brighter light and more light options is much better. And the key features that we used to attract our customers was as a black simple design. It has a bright light of 1,100 lumens at 1 centimeter. It's rechargeable, it's wearable, it's durable, and it has multiple light settings. This means that with the button that's used to turn on the light, if you click it again, you'll go from a dim light to a brighter light, and then eventually to a red light, and then to a flashing red light to show if you're in distress. You can turn on the flashing red light and shine it in the air, and if people see it, they'll be able to tell, oh, this person needs help. Let's go contact someone to send it to them, which can be very essential during a natural disaster. So the next steps that we would take in creating this flashlight is we'd actually create our first prototype. We'd test it, see if it met the design and see if it met the specifications that we were trying to hit. We'd make adjustments based on the tests. We'd retest the flashlight to make even more adjustments. And then we do what we did earlier in this process, and we'd interview our target customers. We'd allow them to test the flashlight, and we'd make adjustments based off their feedback. We'd find a company to manufacture the product. We'd actually manufacture the flashlight, and then we'd market through maybe ads, social media, commercials, slips in the newspaper. And the overall impact of appeal is it will make natural disasters much easier, it will last long, it doesn't require batteries, it can signal SOS, and it's very affordable. And we even made a little graphic to show this. This is the survival flashlight. As you can see, a hurricane's coming. So they grab their flashlight, and then all of a sudden the power goes out. But luckily, they have our flashlight to use. Thank you so much for listening. This has been my pitch to management.